Right, hello everyone. Another episode of Dietitian Life. Today we have a special guest with Jessica Spendlove. She is #girl boss in the dietetic world, and I respect her greatly and does quite a bit. So today we're going to kind of introduce you to Jess. She's going to go through kind of her life, her journey, and any advice that she'd like to give you along the way, and see where this goes. So welcome, Jess.
Thanks for the introduction, Tyson. Love it. Yeah, thanks for having me today.
That's all right. So maybe tell everyone a little bit about, I guess, why you started in dietetics and kind of the journey from day dot.
Yeah. I guess everyone has a story or something which happened as to why they wanted to become a dietitian. So for me, that was, I was in high school and I was doing a lot of sport, and I guess I always kind of liked science and maths. They were the subjects that just kind of came more naturally to me, and I always thought it would probably be a physio or something like that. But yeah, I was doing a lot of sport and became completely run down and had a few injuries, and my parents thought we should probably take her to see a dietitian, who was Helen O'Connor. So very thankful for that.
The original girl boss.
The original girl boss, definitely. So worked with Helen for a few years, and it was during that time that I thought, like, I really love this. Like, I love food. I love that food can make someone better, like as a person, as an athlete. So that's where that whole idea to become a dietitian came from. And then obviously went through university, and you don't do all that much sports nutrition. So at the time I was still very much like, this is all great and I'm loving the clinical, but I really want to do sports nutrition. So fortunately, in my very last semester, in my master's at Sydney, there was an opportunity to do a research project. And I chose a sport one, and Helen was offering a few of them. So I was very much like, I have to get on a research project with her. So I emailed her and I rang her and, basically told her she's the reason I wanted to be a sports dietitian, and did research with her, and then the rest is kind of history. So when I graduated, I started working in a hospital for 3 years, and during that time I stayed in touch with Helen and helped her out with all bits and pieces, volunteering, a few little paid gigs. And I have to say, like, I'm really thankful that I actually started working in a clinical setting, because I feel like it was a great foundation. Like, I learned a lot. I think it's actually made me a better sports dietitian starting in that kind of environment. But
yeah, what do you say to people that kind of, that a lot of them come out and they're like either fully hospital or I don't want to do hospital, I want to be a sports dietitian? Like, what?
I think when you start, you want any and every opportunity, because you might think you know what you want, but even if you do definitely know, like, it doesn't mean you're going to start out in the dream job. So any experience is good experience. Having something on your resume that differentiates you from the next person is a win. So have the goal, and I very much had that goal and was very much working towards that. But I started working, I actually did a little bit of private practice and worked in a hospital for the first few years. So take any opportunity, move, volunteer, like, it's just kind of what needs to be done. Just be a little bit more open-minded.
All right. So you did the hospital stuff. When did it come to a point where you're like, all right, I'm going to go, when did you get your first opportunity, and then when did you go full?
Yeah, so I think I worked 2 years pretty much in the hospital, and just bits and pieces. And then during that kind of third year, probably the first opportunity popped up, which was with the Cronulla Sharks. And it was an interesting time for the club. They were going through a little bit, there was a bit of a scandal, and they didn't have a dietitian at the time. So I was able to kind of put my hand up and pretty much offer them dietitian, but without having to really pay me. So it was kind of an opportune time for them and for me. And I guess that recommendation came through Helen. So someone I had a relationship with, she put my name forward. I mean, I still had to go and meet them and interview and everything, but she was definitely instrumental in that. And then after doing that for a year, then a few other opportunities popped up. So the Giants, and it was that was my time to kind of leave the hospital and go into sport as much as I could. But during that time, I think I was doing private practice in like a bariatric clinic, 2 or 3 days a week to earn a living. And but yeah, since then, like, that was 5 years ago, and I've now been at the Sharks for 6 seasons, the Giants for 5, and then also just started with the Giants netball and the Sydney Kings. So
just casually have 5 elite sports teams, but
it's great. I love it, but it's hard, and yeah, it's probably not for everyone. What people think it is versus what it is it's probably 2 different things.
So how about you maybe take us through your average week? You know, it's Friday today, so whether or not you wanted to take us through what you've done this week.
Yeah. There's no such thing as an average week. That's probably the first thing to say. And also I feel like I don't operate in like calendar years. I operate in football years. So it's kind of like November's the start of my year, which is pre-season. And then October's, the end of the year, which is off season. But so this week, for example, it hasn't been a typical week because I travel with the Giants and they play on Sunday in Adelaide. So we'll fly tomorrow. So I'm working Saturday and Sunday this week. But Monday was a work from home day. So I've started a business with another dietitian, Chloe McLeod. So Monday's kind of my day to get through a lot of the bits and pieces to do with that. Tuesday, I was at the Giants. Wednesday, I was with the Giants netball team. Thursday, I was also with the Giants. And then today is also a bit of a work from home day. And I've got a little bit of shark stuff to do, which I can do away from the club. And then, travel tomorrow and Sunday.
With the different teams that you work with, is there any difference in the type of work that you actually have to do or the level of work? So is it just all inclusive of everything, or do they select what they want from you?
Yeah, they're definitely not all exactly the same because my time commitment at each team is slightly different. So like the Giants, like the men's AFL team is my biggest time commitment, and that's very much I do everything there. So from anything to do with their nutrition, their hydration, their body comp, and the supplements. So from prescribing and recommending to ordering to doing the budgeting to liaising with it's absolutely everything. And then I guess each team changes slightly. So the Sharks, I'm a very system orientated person. I'm very much love a system and things to be quite organised in that sense. So I've got very similar systems at the Sharks. I'm just not necessarily the person doing everything. So there's other people
to assist.
Yeah. And also other people. So like the budgeting at the Sharks gets done by someone who's full time there. So and then the netball and the Kings would be more of a consultant, like in meal plans and skin folds and travel menus and that kind of thing. So the servicing is definitely a little bit different, but similar structures.
Cool. So how many hours a week do you usually work?
Oh, goodness. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. It's definitely obviously more than 40 hours. I would work 6 to 7 days a week, more so 7. If it's a normal week, which would normally be like Sunday off, I would still spend 3, 4, 5 hours tidying things up, emails,
and then getting ready for the next week type stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So look, a minimum week would be 50 hours, probably upwards of closer to 60 to 65, maybe 70. It's just very much, I guess we're lucky in what we do. We can have our laptops and be on the go. So I've always got my laptop with me. I'm at a cafe. Yeah. For me, I don't even it's work, but it's not really work because I enjoy that. And
it's just like when I have a beer somewhere. It's just like I can be emailing on something, but if I've got that, I feel good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any advice, I guess, for anyone coming out that, what it's like to, I guess, live your life and things that you maybe learnt through it that you think you wish you knew or that you wish they knew?
I guess like we touched on before, you just need any and every opportunity and you need to run with it. You also, I think it's great to have a mentor and aspire to be someone or know, I really want that job and get to know that person and what they do. But you need to understand that everybody has, I guess, slightly different capacities for things. And, we've had these chats before, but I've always been this person that's done a million things. So even in high school, I was training and working, and in uni I was the person with like a few different jobs, and I was still being social and studying. So I've always done a number of things, which is why it was probably easy for me to move into doing a number of things even when I was working. So I mean, never compare yourself to somebody. I think it's good to network and get to know people and their story, but just appreciate that, yeah, everyone's journey is a little bit different. And if you do really want to work in sport, like, you need to be comfortable with starting early. Like pre-season at the Giants, I have a 6 a.m. Monday morning meeting, so that's probably not for everybody. And like, I work late and I work on weekends, and you know, I miss engagements or birthdays, and that's something that I'm actually okay with, because I mean, I'm still social and I see my friends, but you know, I've chosen
You're doing what you love.
Doing what I love, and I've chosen this path, and that's okay with me. So if you're not okay with that, it might not be for you.
Cool. Thanks very much. That's the end of Dietitian Life.